everybody. My name is Maria Konrad, and I'm so happy to be here talking to one of my favorite people for Barre Talk on behalf of Só Dança, and we are thrilled to start this series. This is Woman Crush Wednesday, and this is one of my favorite female crushes. Karine, can you say hello to everyone?
Hi, everyone. I'm so very happy to be here with Maria, who I adore, respect. And when she asked me to come and talk with you guys at So Bar, then I was like, So Dança Bar?
Só Dança and Barre Talk is their new web series they're hosting. So I'm really
So Dança Bar Talk with Maria. So I'm delighted. Hopefully I get something to say. And if I don't, then maybe I'll dance it. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to come out.
We are storytellers. That's what we do, right? Okay, so Karine, every superhero, and I think you are a superhero, has an origin story. So can you tell us like where you started dancing, how that was, kind of where that evolved to? I'm ready.
So my origin is Africa and France. And my first time, I think the love of dance was just kind of like ingrained in me because of the continent of Africa, which is a dancing continent. It dances all the time. They don't call themselves dancers. They just move. People move, therefore they dance, kind of a thing. So I was always surrounded with this. But I also was very fortunate because my parents, the two of them, loved dancing. So in my house, there was a lot of music and a lot of dancing. My father loved twirling a woman around. So I was like, can I be next? So I learned my parts and I was like, twirl. So I think my love of partnering actually started because of him. And as an honor, I became, more professional about it. But it started in the house and in the continent. But also my other continent is France. The European continent. So I was always with these two incredible arrival of different information, different cultures, very early on, very, very early on. And some of me is from the Caribbean. So there's like three things that are kind of like traveling around from Africa. There's France and the French West Indies, Guadeloupe. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. And how old were you? How did you end up in New York?
I ended up in New York, Maria, because the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater performed in Paris when I was 15. And before that, a year before that, maybe two years before that, I was still in Africa, in Cameroon, and I saw my first bootleg tape of Fame. And I was then, let's say maybe around 12. And okay. I was like, what in the world are these people? I was like, this is a job? Like dancing is a job? Like, so I came home and I was like, I found my job. My parents were like, we're at the table, and they were like, what is it? I was like, dancer. And they were like, and that was the level of the house, right? Because my father was like, she's going to be a stripper. What is going on? You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, that was my first introduction to professional dancing, was bootleg tape of Fame. Then I moved to France, to Cannes, Rosella Hightower for 1 year. When I turned 15, Alvin Ailey was in Paris. So that takes you back to that moment where I sat down in the audience. I'm 15, the curtain went up. I'd never heard of them, I really know. But my teacher had told me, if you can see them, you should really go. Because she thought that my future will never be in France. She had this thing, my mentor teacher. So I saw this show. It was Alvin Ailey. And I was like,
that is
like, whatever they're doing, that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't care where in the world these people are. And someone said New York. I was like, oh, I'm moving then.
Clearly. But you know what I think is so important that dancers know is you have to own it. And you owned it. You were like, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And there is always that moment of just knowing. And I think so many times dancers don't trust their gut whether it's in movement or in class or what that is. And sometimes you just got to trust your gut and you have to do it. And I think that that is such an example of, I'm going to trust my gut, because what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out. What's the worst?
Yeah, yeah, and for your to your point of view, like my father, alive at the time, was telling me, he was like, Karine, why don't you move to Paris? You know, you're in Cannes, which is a small little village, right, in the south of France, quote unquote, and why don't you just move to Paris? This is a big town. And in my mind, I said to him, I said, no, 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 you don't get it. No, no. If I'm supposed to have a slap, like one that you don't come up from,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be somewhere like big. Because if it's a little slap, I'm going to still want to do it. But
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
receive a slap from a higher, like from that place where you know, like that you can't go any further than that, then, you know, I will have to go, okay, let's go home and let me go back into, you know, psychotherapy that I wanted to do, languages I was interested. So I was like, I need like a something that does not make me come back. And I was like, yeah, I'm going
That
to
was
New
it.
York.
Okay, that is an amazing origin story. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. This, Karine, is our 20 question speed round.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, okay. I am.
Okay.
Let's go.
Dirty Dancing or Flash Dance?
Dirty Dancing.
Fosse or Bennett?
Bossy.
Yoga or Pilates?
Yoga.
Nachos or chicken wings?
Nachos.
Sid Cherie or Ginger Rogers?
Citrus.
Me too! Okay, I know the answer to this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Aperol Spritz or Margarita?
Girl, Aperol Spritz.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Stevie Wonder or Billy Joel?
Oh, that's a hard one. Stevie Wonder.
Boots or sandals?
Boots.
Cats or Carousel?
What is that?
Cats the musical or Carousel the musical?
I was sorry. Carousel.
Oh, so good. Okay. Yeah. Antigua or the Maldives?
Maldives.
The Notebook or Beaches?
Notebook.
Contemporary socks or barefoot?
Barefoot.
Petit Allegro or Adagio?
Adagio.
I know, I don't like either of them. Okay.
No.
Jasmine the Princess or Mulan the Princess?
Mulan. Go Mulan.
George Clooney or Brad Pitt?
I'll go for Brad.
Okay. Movies is a movie. Rebel Without a Cause or Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
And bananas or strawberries?
Bananas.
There we go. You did it. You did great. You were a little scared. You were like, what is she going to ask? Okay.
Banana or strawberry. Okay.
Bananas or strawberries. Okay. Are you ready? So you did great. Let's give a little dance. Let's dance it out there. There we go. Okay. So for the last portion, this is called 10 questions in 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask the things that I've always wanted to know.
Okay.
Karine, I think that you have such a presence and effervescence, but what is the thing that you love about being on stage?
Giving away.
Okay. So
I love giving away. Just giving away, give me away, give my thoughts away, give my body away, just be a channel.
Oh my gosh, that is the best part of what we do. And I think that's the hardest part in quarantine. And we talked about this the other day, is that we're such givers, you know, and Ren Chow, he spoke about how when you give and give and give, you always need to replenish yourself. And I think that you've been doing a really good job of that. Can you speak about what you've been doing in quarantine to both give and replenish you as well?
So in the quarantine time, one of the things that I didn't give away, I created a challenge, a dance challenge for the young generation. and they had to do it in their home, a 1-minute video. And that at that moment, mentors of experts in our field that I look very high up to, like Dwight Roden or Elizabeth Parkinson, or any of this amazing, Misty was part of it as well, where they will choose actually one of the dancers that they will work together with, and it will be live. So it was live. They will coach them on the video that they share. The video had a script, the video had music chosen, and they had to give 1 minute, and they had to be using a sofa. First one was sofa, second one was a refrigerator. Anyways, so they had to submit, they had their mentoring coaching time on live TV, and then they had to go back and resubmit, and another group of amazing experts in the field will then judge them and give them the price of a full ride of my dance intensive whenever we can do this. So this was one of the things that I created immediately that was very important to me, because I believe in coaching. I believe that people, younger one and elder one, need to come together actually in a one-on-one. There's something that is created at that moment that in a full room of 30 people you can do, right? But a one-on-one situation is amazing. So that I wanted that. And I wanted the dancers, those young dancers, to know that they have the capacity to create on their own. They're not confined. So it's actually called the Me Unlocked Dance Challenge.
I love it.
Hashtag Me Unlocked. I loved it. So we're going to continue this. We did 2 times. We're going to do a 3rd time very soon. So that was one of the things. I offered yoga classes, meditations. And the way I replenish myself at one point is actually to get off of the media and to just stop giving that way. I needed to fall. I needed to crumble. And I did not need anybody around. I did not need to explain why I was doing it and any of this. I just needed to crumble on my own. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's important. I had one day in quarantine that I did a silent Sunday. And I said, I am not speaking from 8 o'clock on Saturday night until 8 o'clock on Sunday. And during that time, I'm going to do the things that I want to do. I want to garden. If I want to watch all the episodes of The Good Fight, I'm going to watch all the episodes of The Good Fight, because I think as artists, when I hear music, I work. When I hear a scene or I see something, I work. But for us to be really good artists, we have to shut down all the way. So I totally understand what you're saying there. So for me, it was a silent Sunday. I was like, I could use another silent Sunday.
I'm very inspired, Maria, right now. I'm very inspired because I'm thinking, there is a part of us that lives on lack of abundance that is very, very prevalent, and that we have to jump on opportunities right away. We have to create right away, but it doesn't always come from a place of wanting to give as much as the fear of not being part of something, the fear of whatever. And I wanted to make sure that I was not riding that wave. And if I do, that I could just monitor it, so it came from a grounded place of no ground, because that's where we are. There are no ground. So listen, like lay down on the ground. I don't even know what that means right now. It's like, lay down and find out where you're going, basically. Moving on.
Okay. Are you ready? What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you on stage that you can now laugh about?
I had so many, I don't know where to go. I mean, like, oh my God. I'm gonna talk about one of them.
Just one.
Yeah. Did this amazing show. It was with Moving Out on Broadway. I was doing the lead. I was covering Elizabeth Parkinson, and I had the most exquisite partner, Ian Carney. Him and I
love this story. I'm so excited.
We were like, this one particular performance to me was the best performance, one of the 10 best performances of my career. Like we flew. He caught me in the air. I was given, it was like everything. It was everything. And then we did that. It was amazing. We were like hiding high. And then we go to bow. In the bow, you could improvise a little bit. The orchestra was playing. I don't know how we did it. Somehow he fell on top of me. I fell on top of him. We crashed during the bow. the music stopped. They actually stopped the music because we looked like two turtles trying to mate, Sherry. We could not get up. We could not get up, okay? It was the most, and the audience gasped, it was kind of like, and then music stopped. The two lead people are on the ground and scramble, 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 scramble. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I left the stage and I actually said thank you. I was like, you know what? I can only think that because we needed to be humbled. We needed to be humbled. And we got humbled real fast, let me tell you.
That is a great story. I love that story. Okay. Can you explain what you love about concert dance and commercial dance and what makes them different to you?
Concert dance to me as an element, that's a very good question. Let me think about this. Concert dance to me is a lot more about there's a company behind it. There's a history behind, there's a legacy that is being transported. When I think concert dance, I think Alvin Ailey, I think Elisa Monte, I think, Garth Fagan, I think of these people, right?
Yeah.
Donald Byrd.
I love that you just said Donald Byrd. I think he is just one of the most brilliant that needs to be raised up. Okay, continue.
Think the world of him. Anyways, Donald Byrd. So this to me is concert dance. Commercial dance, commercial performances, it's a lot more, I think he has more glitz. It's more, I want to think about like it's a product.
Yeah.
It's not really a product, but it's a product. It's commercial dance. So there's a twist to it that you could do great commercial. It doesn't have to be cheesy. They can be very well done. But I also feel they have a very short stand. They don't have a legacy. Mm-hmm. They don't have a before and after. They just kind of go poop. You know what I mean? And if they do their work well, you reverberate with that amazing part. But it doesn't have continuity.
I agree with that. But I think too, like if we talk about artists, I just did a work of Charlie Chaplin for Pennsylvania Ballet too, right? But as you study Charlie Chaplin, he came about in a time like this, right? And in a depression, and he brought joy to so many people. But if you really look at his work, it's very dark and deep. There's a deepness to this commercialism. And I'm hoping that the commercial world will kind of swing back that way again, because that's how we get people in the seats to come see the concert dance.
Totally. Like, for instance, I give you another, to me, on Broadway shows, right? Yep. They can be very commercial. There's a commercial aspect of them, right? Yeah. But yeah. An incredible play like After Midnight from Warren Carlyle, he created this piece. It was all about Duke Ellington. We have the 30-piece band out there. They're killing it. But you know what? It was about jazz, and he had like that twist of like the jazz, the elements of like, joy, and yeah, let's swing around. There's like this. But when did jazz start? You know what I mean? It was during slavery. Jazz was about this incredible time where people could not communicate. That jazz became the most joyous, enterprise in music. In the meantime, it was created when people lost their freedom completely. Yeah. We're actually diminished to zero. And Warren Carlyle had a piece in the middle of it, which was about death. In the middle, inserted in the middle of that amazing, joyous thing. So yeah, we have to be able to speak about those things, but we can also do it in a way that is swallowable.
Yeah.
You can swallow. You can swallow. Yeah. You can actually swallow the pill. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Okay. Aside from dance, do you have any other passions?
Another passion, languages is one of my passions. I love people, culture. So anything, if I can travel, yoga is one of my passions as well, actually. Yoga. So traveling, seeing people, food. Hi. Oops, I froze. Food, and more food.
I love that about you, because to me, you're such a yogi spirit, but everybody thinks that you have to like stop the world and be, And that's not true. Yes. Like the way that we encompass yoga and the spirituality of it is actually living, right? Like living our fullest life, you know?
Yeah.
Can you talk about the method of yoga that you teach and what you really try to,
Yes.
and where people can find you? Because I know you're doing
Yeah.
classes online.
So yoga, my second passion, is something that I learned from as I was a dancer. I used to swim a lot, so that helped me through my career as a dancer a great deal. And then I started yoga, and I've really fell in love with the aspect of presence that was asked, but also of the taking care of yourself. And I feel as dancers, as artists, it's one of the things that we struggle the most with is actually taking care of ourselves while giving and giving and giving. So on your mat today, I created a method called Kamochi method. And you can find us online on Instagram, Kamochi Live. We do yoga practices. Most of our yoga practice is about reinstalling health and longevity into the yogis, but also into the dancers. So we have dance intensives that are essentially geared towards reinstalling. How do you stay productive when you're no longer connected to that part of you that is infinitely present and always creative? When you walked out of that place, then you have this empty shell. You're walking around and you're looking outside for, approval or for any things that can help you out. But really, it's right here. So our practices, it's vinyasa, usually power flow, but it's also, to me, how you prep the class. It's Kamochi method is all about setting people down with themselves and moving them through a certain certain pose and certain elements, so we can shed the many walls that we've created, so we can kind of like drop in, so you can build from that space, not from the outside. I also think dancing is very superficial, as in the beauty, how it shapes. Like, can I work? I want to work this better. Wait, but in the meantime, you crook your neck completely. You're like all out of line. But for the mirror, it looks good. It's like, oh yeah. How many times can you do this and not hurt your neck? I just want to know. If I was your neck, I'd be like, are you crazy? You're saying, stop it. Can you go the other way at least? You know what I mean? So to me, it was about realigning the things that we do from the outside. There's things that we have to do as dancers. Turnout is not a thing. Sorry. And in the body, pushing a turnout so early on, how many surgeries do we want to get? You know what I mean? So going to yoga and creating a method that is about realigning, at least for that 1 hour. After that, you go do what you need to do. But for 1 hour, you realign yourself with the truth.
Yep.
That's what I love that. Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be a hard one. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
If you could play one role in any traditional ballet, which role would it be?
Oh. Le jeune homme et la mort. The young man.
Yes. Say it again for everybody, because I think my sigh interrupted. Go ahead.
Le jeune homme et la mort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. All right. What is your favorite exercise in ballet class?
Not petit allegro, not adagio, just the bar. Okay. I love me a good bar. And you know whose bar I love? Michael Vernon.
Michael Vernon. Let's heart Michael Vernon. We heart you.
Listen, Michael, phenomenal. And him and Zvi Gotiner.
Yep. Yeah. But you know what? I remember Michael. I remember you being like, Michael, you were so tough, and him looking at you and going, you needed it, Karine. He goes, you needed me to be tough. That's all he said. And I was like, I love this man. Okay, here we go. what is the one thing in your career that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Citrus. Um, what is that thing called? The wagon? No, the oh, I can't remember the name of that piece, but it's when she gets mad, she has a gun, she actually shoots someone.
Yeah,
It's everything. I want to
it's
do that. I
everything.
want to do before I die. Anybody in here that has some kind of powers,
Yeah.
producing this, putting me on stage, do it. Yeah, I want to do it so bad. Yeah,
Well,
that would be
I mean, you are like Sid in that. And
pretty
young
great.
dancers, if you don't know who Sid Shuri is, you have this amazing thing that your generation has called YouTube. You know what I love is the one where she has the cape that comes out of her leotard and then it slowly
Oh,
comes off in the ballroom and she does the hinge to the floor. You know what I'm talking about? That's the pink
of
cape.
course. The
Yes,
pink cape, of
the
course. There's
jazz.
another one that she does a striptease too. She takes off
Oh,
all of her clothes one at a time, and then she puts this beautiful outfit on. I mean, it was everything. This one piece that I'm speaking of is when she goes out with this one guy. They go in a club, and it's like all slick, and she loves him very much. She has this beautiful corset. She's
yes.
dancing with him, and then she goes to the bathroom, and while she's in the bathroom, he flirts with this other girl, this other
Mhm.
woman, and she comes out and she turns that old place into a mad bar. She ran after him. She grabbed the outfit of the girl, threw it out. Oh, it's everything, Shay. I'm like, can
Amazing.
someone do this now?
Amazing.
Come on.
So good. Okay. Um, if you could, this is our last question, okay? Which makes me sad that it's our last question. Okay, so here we go. If you could give one piece of advice to young dancers, what would it be? Oh,
If I wanted to, come here 1 second.
oh, it's my favorite. It's my, please.
Come on, come on, come on. If I were to give one piece of advice to young dancers, I would say to you that dancing is not, let me put it, producing is not dancing. Producing,
Yeah,
experiencing is dancing. So I'll say to you, instead of thinking of the final, product, just to be in the act of experiencing your dancing. So you get a chance to be real, be honest while you are doing it. So it's not, our eyes, of course, are in the front, and we want to see things, we want to produce, we want to be liked and loved. But I think the real love of the artist is just to be in that space of being and giving from that space, experiencing at the same time.
I
You
agree.
know what I mean? So yeah, I'll say, if you suffer, like, as a dancer, if you suffer for whatever reason, you're not getting what you want. A lot of time is because you're looking outside for that thing, and going back in, trusting that what you have. I love Martha Graham's viewpoint on everybody has one movement. I'm very paraphrasing here. And if you don't do your movement, then it will be lost for the entire world, because you're so special, like special beyond belief.
Unique.
There is nothing that I could do that Maria can do. You know what I mean? I cannot do what Maria does. I cannot, and she cannot do mine. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you. I'm there.
Okay, good. So I want to say, it's like a lot of time our world, our society has put us in comparison to of what others have done, how you should be. It's not true. So spend less time looking outward
Yep.
and go into the place of how does that feel, and start to love and appreciate how you go about it. Like, go about it, ask questions, but go about your way. Like, how would I move this over there? And I'm struggling with this lately, as me as a choreographer.
Yeah.
I mean, like me, so I know it's something that is of value.
because it's the truth. It's like every time I see outside, I'm getting lost. And every time I go back in, I'm getting found.
Well, everything I say to the young dancers, which is exactly what you're saying, is that we already have a Tyler. We already have a Misty. We already have a Sarah Mearns. We already have a Karine. We already have a Hope. We don't need another one. They are their own person, and they worked hard to make themselves their own person. And now we need the next generation. You have to be fearless and create who you are for the next generation. And that's exactly what you're saying, Karine. You're saying who you are inside is more value than who you are outside.
Yeah, and it's also sustainable.
Yep.
Actually can sustain, you can recycle, because it's infinite. It's an act, but you need to spend time with it. So I will say to you, young dancer, spend less time outside of yourself.
And more side in.
More inside.
Okay, on that, I know you have to go on to your next thing. So thank you so much for taking time to be with So Dança today and with our new series, Barre Talk, and one of my superheroes. And we're going to dance out. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. You get a leg?